There it fucking is! Not just a cartoon, but in a world that truly exists very similar to the one we live in.
Okay, that's it. There it is.
There it is, guys.
It's
there it is.
flippin' CW.
It's a CW show.
Hey yo, what's up you guys? So I'm coming to you another video and we are talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, a new series, a new live action. We're gonna look into some of these actors, these new actors, and this is coming from Clownfish TV. I saw a little poster about it. They said he, him, she, her. Is it gonna be woke? Let's see what their take is and go into it. So shall we begin? But first, of course, if you're new to my channel, what is up? My name is Mitch, Maverick Mitch, Hey Mitch, Mitch, all the Mitches, and pretty much I like talking about what I talking about. So, current events, reviews, pop culture within the scope of entertainment, culture, and purpose. So, TV, movie reviews, social political commentary. Be sure to check out all those videos as you're finishing this video.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Netflix Avatar again because it's been confirmed those leaks were 100% true. Those kids that we were talking about, yeah, they're being cast.
Some are kids, some are older.
Kids, everybody's a kid to me. They've been cast, and all people can talk about is the diversity and inclusion and representation.
Oh, yes, because when they talk to the people that are doing the show, they're like, we want to make it authentic. Because, you know, in another world where they have bending powers and flying buffalo and everything else, you got to keep it effing authentic. Because the original wasn't authentic enough. You know, no one in the show was white, and they were all Asian.
So, also, they make sure you know their pronouns. Why the fuck do we need to know their pronouns?
I don't know why. Because they're trying to make Twitter happy? Who knows?
This is what Netflix does. They did it with Sandman 2, and they just want you to know. They want you to know that they're woke. Because they're Netflix.
Well, you know, go them. Doesn't matter. I mean, I'm more interested in the show. Well, I'm not interested in the show at all. I'm just going to tell you straight up. And the more I hear about it, the worse it gets. It has nothing to do with pronouns. I'm just going to be clear. It's more to do with the dumbass comments they're making about the show. And we already know it's going to be like, you know, we have Aang who's been adopted and he's, you know, happy-go-lucky and he's popular at school. That didn't happen.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. This show is going to have way bigger problems than the representation, but that is what they're going to focus on. It's going to be sleight of hand. Guys, don't worry. Yeah, we're changing.
So, I guess they're breaking something down that I didn't hear about. I didn't hear anything about the plot and everything, and I guess they're changing it up. So, that's interesting to know. Going into Aang's character, I heard that he's half Filipino, so what up, half Filipino? So that sounds cool. And then all these other characters, first glance, I'm cool with it, you know. I'm not too, like, the only person that I feel like is the most character person just in their clothes would probably be Zuko. But I suppose I can see the Aang in Aang, Katara, yeah, Lise with Sokka right now, but you know what, but that's just first impressions, right? It all matters what it shows on the actual screen and everything and how it delivers and everything, but just as first impressions type thing, just based on these photos right here in front of me. So
everything. But this show has representation, so and they're using
pronouns. They're going to be authentic.
You're not allowed to criticize them.
We have to tell authentic Asian stories about a world that wasn't in our world, with a bunch of people that were 4 tribes that had certain powers that don't exist in our world. But you know, they're keeping it authentic.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure it's authentic to the people, the race of people they are, which. And again, the show.
Also, just real quick, and then you can comment below what you might think. At least for the Filipinos out there, or whatever. Maybe if you're Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, or maybe whatever race what ethnicity that you are. But like, which, if I'm Filipino, like what bending society would probably best be fitted that would be correlated to Filipinos? And then I mean, there was the swamp people. I think so, a combination of waterbending with plants, that sounds a little bit somewhat Filipino. Yeah, I think that may be the closest thing, just off the top of my head. If I dive deeper into it, maybe doing it. But I just want to throw that little quick tidbit out there, so.
No one in there was white, they were all like Asian.
So we're going to talk about that. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 230,000 subs.
Yeah.
So this is how Netflix does it. They always put this out there. They put the casting news out there. And they're going to focus on the representation and the wokeness and the pronouns, and they're not going to address, well, the rumors, which these rumors were true. You know, people are like, there are rumors out there. They're basically making another teen show where they discover supernatural powers and completely ignore the lore of the entire show. I hope it's false. Guess what? If this was true, the other rumors are probably true as well.
And, you know, I'm waiting for all the backlash because, wait, it's not enough representation. I see all those pronouns, you know, match their genders, so that's a problem. And how many of those characters, those actors are LGBTQ?
Oh, yeah.
That's not representation enough. And why weren't some of them gender bent to be other women? Because they have 3 boys and 1 girl. That's a problem, and they are because they identify as boys and girls in their pronouns. So how, you know, that's a problem.
So Albert Kim, showrunner and writer. Again, we're not going to talk about the plot. We're going to talk about diversity and inclusion. A live-action version would establish a new benchmark in representation and bring in a whole new generation of fans.
Because the original wasn't representative enough? It literally was representative. They even had Toph in the original. They didn't put her in this one.
No, well, we didn't get there yet. We got to get to the next
and so she even had, like, she couldn't see. You know, they even had representation in the levels, you know, for things like that as well. And she was like my favorite character. But then, you know, where's representation for her? You know, they did cut that out. The representation that already existed in the original.
This was, oh wait, no, they addressed that. This was a chance to showcase Asian and indigenous characters as living, breathing people.
Because so they're going live action?
Yeah, not just in a cartoon, but in a world that truly exists.
Right, aren't all you Asian and indigenous people so happy?
Earn your degree in less than 12 months for under $11,000. University of Phoenix is
happy that you were not represented, and you're now that they have living, breathing actors.
Okay, so pause real quick. If you're not familiar with Clownfish TV, if this is sounding kind of harsh, it's because they're a little bit agitated because Kevin Smith from He-Man, Masters of the Universe, he totally like put them under the bus because they had like a whole segment about it, whatever, saying what was going to go on, and then Kevin Smith put them under the bus. So them coming into this, okay, and then He-Man in itself was totally gender, like it was all about not He-Man, right? And then it was totally using this universe and subverting it and destroying it with like woke talking points essentially, as well as just ruining the story, right? And just taking out He-Man. So they're attacking this because they're the showrunners right now, just with these similar statements already on the surface, without getting into it, and I want them to go in more into it, sounds like they're going to do the same thing. You're going to take something that is beloved, the Avatar Last Airbender, very classic, holds up to today, very funny. You can be adult, child, whatever, and it holds up. A lot of lessons there, a lot of lessons about government, about the world, about even like Toph, you know, disabilities and conquering yourself, conquering your fears, and overcoming challenges, right? And so, yeah.
There it fucking is! Not just a cartoon, but in a world that truly exists, very similar to the one we live in.
Okay, that's it. There it is.
There it is, guys.
It's flipping CW.
It's a CW show. There it is.
I recommend you all not watch this piece of shit. And I feel bad for the actors because it's not their fault.
Yeah, so I agree with that line there. If you're saying something that is represented to the area we live in, when we don't, you know? Like, a good example of this is Star Trek, Star Trek Discovery, the newest version of Star Trek franchise, whatever. And so one of the characters, the Trill, who has a symbiote that has multiple people, so it actually makes sense they would call they, I guess. But the fact that they do like non-pronouns or non-binary pronouns or whatever, it's too on the nose. Like, it's like, I forgot the lines they said, but they didn't do the line where it's like, what are your pronouns? But it was on those lines, and it was very like of today, but they're just inserting it into that world, right? And so that's what they're getting at. Like, they're making it as relatable, which is dumb because this is a whole different universe, and they're just trying to make it today. So yeah.
No. I also knew what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to change things for the sake of change.
Wait, I didn't want to change things for the sake of change. Let me get back. But hey, we're going to put it very similar to the world and very similar to the one we live in.
Because that's cheaper. I didn't want to change things for the sake of change. I didn't want to modernize the story or twist it to fit current trends.
But you just did! You just got done saying you want representation, authenticity that we shouldn't have in the cartoon, but you didn't want to change or modernize the story to fit current trends when these kids are on Earth in high school.
Aang is
you changed everything.
Aang is not going to be a gritty anti-hero. Katara is not going to get curtain bangs. I was briefly tempted to give Sokka a TikTok account. Think of the possibilities.
Wait, I'm not changing things for the sake of making the changes. But now Aang is an anti-hero. He's going to be a great anti-hero. Katara's not going to have curtain bangs. That's what your examples are? No, you have Aang being an adopted kid who's happy in school. You changed quite a shit ton of going by the descriptions of the actors.
We'll be expanding and growing the world, and there will be surprises for existing fans and those new to the tale. But throughout this process, our byword has been authenticity.
Yeah,
to the story,
authenticity.
To the characters, to the cultural influence. Authenticity is what keeps us going, both in front of the camera and behind it.
Have you watched it?
I love this rant because I agree. Like, I'm not as passionate right now. I need to see something more tangible than just blurbs from an excerpt, which is still valid, right? But I get it. Like, if you're gonna be authentic, be authentic to the story, not authentic to elaborate on pronouns, elaborate on growing these characters in a world that is like our own. Like, no, if you're gonna do this, expand on things that we want to know more about, like the Order of the White Lotus, how to play Pagao. I want to know these things. I want to learn more about the Sun Warriors. I want to go back to Ember Island. I want to know more about the other avatars. I want to know about these lion turtles, and I want to know more about other sub-bending, sand bending, or other bendings, or someone who actually, I know they expanded it later, but how about we talk about how Zahir learned how to fly through the original Avatar or Airbender who unlocked it or re-unlocked it or whatever. So there's a lot of story and lore that we can go into rather than just expanding on these characters. Just keep the storyline and just elaborate the world building.
Oh, now here's a statement from one of the creators of the original. An open letter to Avatar fans. Many of you have been asking for updates about Avatar live action on Netflix. I can finally tell you I am no longer involved with the project in June of this year. Okay, this is from before, I believe. After 2 years of development, we left. We made the difficult decision to leave. When we signed on the project in 2018, we were hired as showrunners. In a joint announcement for the series, Netflix said it was committed to honoring our vision for this retelling and to supporting us on creating the series. We expressed how excited we were for the opportunity. Unfortunately, things did not go as we had hoped.
It definitely went a completely different direction.
Okay, so real quick, that to me, I already knew about this one, right? It was the original producers going in this and the new live action, and everyone was on board because you have the originals, right? Not M. Night Shyamalan, not no one else, right? And so them leaving, exiting is not good. So
yeah, say he likes to be like an air nomad, go with the flow. But even an air nomad knows when it's time to cut their losses and move on. Start to reevaluate what's truly important in my life and what I want to do with what's left of it. So yeah, basically they were saying back then, I remember when they made the statement that this is not going to be Avatar: The Last Airbender. They can say, hey, look at the casting choices, guys. It's going to be authentic. It's going to be authentic.
Authentic to who?
It's going to be authentic to everything but Avatar. They might look like the characters.
We're not changing anything. We're not modernizing it. We're not changing anything for the sake of changing everything, except for changing everything.
Yeah.
And then they're saying this, and they're making the DMCW show.
Love this. This is coming from comicbook.com. At this point, little is known about when Avatar will get a release. But its recent casting marks a big step for the franchise. Now it falls to Kim to bring his vision to life, unlike the showrunners who cut and run. Mm-hmm. Cut and run.
Yeah, who would think would have been a better choice to do this? Well, first of all, the live action idea was a dumb one to begin with. Everybody said that. But at least it was in the hands of the original creators, so you're like, okay, well, we might get something better than the Avatar movie. And no, they said, hold my, beer. We're gonna fuck it up worse. Sorry, Mom. But they're totally gonna ruin this show.
Hold my cabbages.
Hold my cabbages. I don't know.
Hold my tea.
Cabbages.
We're gonna make coleslaw out of this shit.
Hold my
Yeah,
jasmine tea.
Yep,
There's no
motherfuckers.
question.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream, so we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program. It gives us discounts for safe driving, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. American Family Insurance.
Or is that yiff yiff? Oh my god, Sokka needs to say that.
Oh my god.
Yip yip, motherfuckers!
You stop saying that.
Avatar state. Yeah, it's gonna be hot trash. It's gonna be hot trash, and you're not gonna be allowed to criticize it, or you're gonna be a racist piece of shit. That's how they play this game.
So is Appa gonna be like his bike?
Oh my god, it's gonna be it's
He
gonna
rides
be
at the school.
it's with like a furry on like a head of a stuffed animal on the bicycle or something.
Yeah.
This is gonna be dog shit. The show.
But it's
is gonna be dog shit.
authentic.
It's so authentic. The showrunners fucking quit in frustration. That's how authentic it is.
No, they're trying to say it's authentic to the voices of the people they represent.
But not the show.
But not the show. And the thing is that the people that were in the show weren't from here. It was another world. It didn't have to represent this one.
Well, okay, so pause real quick. I don't know if it's gonna be in our day, modern day type thing, or still set in the era of the time of the last Airbender. So I don't know. And that would probably be if I'm playing Civilization. That is pre-modern industrial age. It was because you're having steam engines, right? With the Fire Nation. So yeah.
Now
You already did diverse hiring, but it was diverse to begin with.
he is pulling a Kevin Smith. What he's doing is he's basically talking around. He's not outright lying, but he is sidestepping the question, which is, are you going to set this avatar in the modern world and basically change everything? I'm not going to change everything. The characters are going to be authentic to themselves, and they won't have TikTok.
Katara won't have curtain bangs. It's like what was that movie where the guy was going to buy the house, and then the people that own the house, every time he say he likes something, they're like, "Oh, we're taking it with us." Ha 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 ha. They said just kidding for the first thing, and then they kept saying we're taking it with us. They'd laugh about it, and then when the guy went to move into the house, they literally took everything with them. They said they were going to take it with them. And then they said, well, we told you, well, you said you were kidding. They said, no, we were just kidding about the one thing. We never said we were kidding about everything else.
Is that Funny Farm?
I don't remember what it was. But they took, like they said, we like that shower, oh, we're taking it with us, ha ha ha. And then they got in the house, it was gone. It's like that.
Yep. So there we go, guys. That rumor was correct. So if that rumor was true, I am willing to bet my cabbages that the leaked story is also true. That this is going to be a modern world retelling of Avatar, and it's going to be a CW show, and fans are going to be angry. But again, you're not going to be allowed to criticize it because they cast Asians.
Mm-hmm. Indigenous people.
And indigenous people.
Yeah, like the original show had Asians and indigenous type people.
Yeah.
So yeah, but, no one was white in it. There was no need to change things.
So I can get whitewashed for a second time. Anyway, we knew that was going to happen. We're going to wrap it up. Mm-hmm. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rant.
Alright, so final thoughts real quick. All of this is coming like way in the future, right? So this is not coming out anytime soon. So while we're speculating, while we're talking about it, I guess we can look into it, and maybe the showrunners will take a second look, and maybe the original creators will come back. If they start seeing that this is becoming woke, if this is being hijacked, if this is being everything that we don't want it to be. We already had M. Night Shyamalan mess it up, and obviously you can't touch the original because it's the original, and so all you need to do is really just take that, right, and expand on it, right, and not do it if they're doing it in modern day age and very CW, then a lot of people are gonna be mad, right, and a lot of people are gonna be like, what the F, right, and so I think that's the point here, and so yeah, so actually I am really kind of optimistic it won't go that route, just because I feel like after Masters of the Universe, after so many things on DC and CW and Marvel now, and even all the movies, I think there is everything is starting to walk back a little bit, you know? If they are not seeing the money where they are trying to get money from, especially CW doing like woke Batman and woke Batwoman and all this stuff, maybe this will actually turn and they'll course correct. So I think I'm a little bit positive, especially since they have a lot more time since before actually filming, and so we'll see, right? And so again, put down your thoughts, let me know what you think, and see you in the next video. Tell me also if you heard anything else that wasn't covered in this video, tell me and comment below. And so thank you for watching. You can follow me on my Instagram at HeyMitch, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace, peace, peace. Be with you.